Hello there, everybody.
Things skinny people can do that fat people can't.
As a fat woman in fashion.
Hello there, everybody. This is just a friendly reminder that if you look at a fat person and then you assume shit about them, that goes along the lines of, oh, they don't work out. Oh, they must have diabetes. Guess what? That's fucking fat phobia. So unlearn it and don't be a dickhead.
Here's the problem with what you just said. Human beings are wired to learn from experiences, patterns, and observations. That's literally how we survived as a species. If you see a lion in the wild, you don't sit there and question whether it's a nice lion or a misunderstood lion. You run, because biology and survival instincts tell you this thing can kill you. Our brains form judgments from reality, not from wishful thinking. Stereotypes, whether you like it or not, don't just pop out of nowhere. They're built from repeated truths and lived experiences. When people look at someone who is obese and assume health issues, it's just pattern recognition. It's the same reason you assume someone smoking a pack a day might end up with lung problems. Basic logic. But fat acceptance tells people to ignore that logic, to pretend those instincts are fat phobia. Meanwhile, the CDC and countless studies show obesity is directly linked to diabetes, heart disease, and an early death. These are medical facts rather than opinions. And yet you stand there calling everyone who points this out a dickhead, as if shaming people into silence changes reality. Body positivity was supposed to help people build confidence, but you twisted it into an excuse to stay unhealthy while demanding applause. So no, people aren't going to unlearn what human biology already knows. They're not going to unlearn the fact that being 300 pounds is dangerous. You can preach body positivity or fat acceptance, but deep down, everyone knows the truth. You're lecturing people like we're all evil for noticing the obvious. When we see someone who's severely overweight, of course we assume health issues. That's just common sense backed by science. You want people to unlearn biology because it hurts your feelings. You don't get to redefine health just because you don't want to put down the pizza and burgers.
Same with sleep apnea. Tell that to Dot then. It's a fact that being fat affects your sleep because of increased neck circumference.
Serious question. Is fat phobia a fear of being overweight or a fear of people that are by some standard overweight?
Both.
Things skinny people can do that fat people can't. Now that I am significantly smaller than when I weighed 300 pounds, I can order whatever I want to eat whenever I want to eat without being judged for my freaking order. For example, today I have a lunch thing. I had to put my order in early. When I was 300 pounds, it's from a sandwich place. I would have ordered a tiny little 5-inch sandwich, or I would have ordered a salad, eaten probably half of it and been like, oh, I'm full. But now that I am smaller, I'm gonna order whatever the hell I want. I ordered the 12-inch sandwich. Nobody else got the 12-inch sandwich, but I got the big one. I'm gonna eat it for a few days and nobody's gonna think anything about what I have ordered because of my size. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter what I order because I'm smaller. Like, I must be healthy, right? So who cares if I'm eating a 12-inch sandwich? And don't even sit here and try to tell me nobody's thinking about what you're eating, because that is absolutely not true. Maybe you don't, but the vast majority of the population does. I've seen countless numbers of videos on here where people are talking about like, oh, I saw somebody at a restaurant eating this, or this is why people are fat. And the people in the comments are disgusting. And now that I am smaller and can order whatever I want, it is the most freeing thing ever. You can never understand, unless you've been in that situation, what it is like to just be able to eat a meal with nobody thinking anything of it. Wild.
I think that no one cares what you're eating. But when someone weighs 300 pounds, people might notice the food choice because it's a visible reflection of their lifestyle. And most people are too busy to give a damn about your 6-inch or 12-inch sandwich. I think the only person obsessed here is you. Because you know deep down, the food didn't put the weight on overnight. It was years of overeating. And here's the part you conveniently skip. A thinner person can get away with eating more once in a while, because they aren't carrying around 100 extra pounds of stored calories. Their body has balance. That's why nobody bats an eye when they order the big sandwich. It's not some magical privilege. If someone with a healthy body occasionally eats more, their system can handle it. But when someone already obese orders the same thing, yeah, it looks like a continuation of the problem. And that's the part you hate. The fact that people judge based on reality. Being smaller doesn't just make people judge you less, it literally is healthier. You lost weight, and suddenly you feel free. That's the reward of not being fat anymore, rather than what you call fat phobia. And instead of just admitting that, you dress it up like society is unfair to overweight people. No, society isn't unfair. Calories are. Metabolism is. Biology is.
I'm still paranoid. I've lost 120 pounds. My mother-in-law told the family she was worried I would get fat again because I had half an entree and shared a dessert.
That's so rude. I bet she's jealous of your progress.
If you choose to have a salad, people automatically assume that you're on a diet and judge you for that too.
As a fat woman in fashion and an ex plus-size model, I'm already getting depressed about the lack of inclusion I'm seeing now at New York Fashion Week and at Like It to Know It. You know, I have previously walked New York Fashion Week twice. I have been published in Vogue. I have done everything I wanted to do in modeling and in fashion. And, you know, at this point, I feel like I'm so glad that I did, because I don't even know if any of that would be possible at this point. Truly. Like, I look at the people in these rooms and I see maybe 15 people in a larger body, even mid-size, and then out of 400 people, it's just breaking my heart watching it, and I don't want it anymore.
So New York Fashion Week isn't parading obesity down the runway anymore? So reality is finally snapping back. For years, the fashion industry twisted itself to push body positivity into every campaign, pretending morbid obesity was glamorous. And what happened? The whole thing turned into a circus. Now you're mad that the circus is shutting down. No. The world is finally waking up from the delusion. Fashion is about presenting an ideal. That ideal is health, beauty, and aspiration. The fact that you see only 15 larger bodies out of 400 is a good thing. That means designers are starting to remember why fashion exists in the first place. To inspire, not to normalize what everybody already knows is unhealthy. Maybe the real problem is that you built a career on selling people lies. Because the truth always wins eventually. And the truth is that obesity was never beautiful. It was just marketed as if it was.
This is so valid. We're definitely moving backwards and we were really getting somewhere.
14 out of 10.